What's up, everyone? This is Matt Lopnow and Caleb Jones.
What's up, guys?
Bringing you our second commentated round for our Saturday mini at Zebo's. And here we have a card containing GT Hancock, Matt Lopnow, Rob Castillo, and Caleb Jones. And so Caleb Jones, being the TD for this mini, is going to tell us how the course is set up and what we're playing today.
Hey guys, happy to be with y'all today. Looking forward to doing some commentary, and hopefully we can continue doing this for a few minis for y'all. So today we're playing all longs. We have the Zebo's Open next weekend, and all 18 baskets are being replaced kind of as we play the mini, really. So starting off on hole one here, we're playing the old baskets, but you'll see, I don't think we'll see any new baskets come into play just yet, but if you play this course, it will be all new baskets after here. So hole one long is very, very difficult, probably the most difficult long on this course. It's very tightly wooded. You don't want to go left, you don't want to go right. You really want to lay something straight down the middle and give it a little bit of air so it has enough time to ride out. Matt almost hits it there, penetrates. I actually had a little slippage off the end of the tee pad, which you can't see, but a little unfortunate, a little frustrated there, so I have to recover here. So I'm throwing a caltrop. Turned it over just a little too much, missed my line again, but luckily I missed everything and got that TD look. GT here just pitching out.
Smart move.
So it's kind of all he could do. Here he is again. It's
just looking to lay it up at this point. Catch a bad break.
So GT is trying to turn over this putter here, which is his only option really from kind of where he's standing and the angle he has behind that tree. But Matt here to talk about his shot.
I'm just looking to jump putt this AVR3 straight up. Just looking to lace up the middle of the trees and rolled my wrist over. Just terrible, terrible layup.
Just lacing it up there.
Rob just laying up.
So Bobby put a little too much hyzer on his, and here I am. I actually switched putters to this old Marilyn Monroe. It's the first Magic that turned me on to putting with Magics, and I've been having some unfortunate luck with my sauce Magic lately, so I switched. Lopnow hitting the front rim there, and that's always terrible and a bad sound and a bad feeling, and sucks. GT banging it in there. Bobby's got the nice shaded glasses on, so his anti-putt's just hitting. Just cleaning that up. We missed Bobby's drive here a little bit, but you still get to see his follow-through.
Hole 2 has just one tee pad, so nothing too hard out of the normal here. Basket's in the long pin location, so again, you're just looking to pump something straight up the hill, maybe a little turnover shot, or if you just pump it flat out, have it go right and come back left, then you'll be sitting good up on top of the hill. And GT just cutting it a little low there, catching some brush. So here we have him coming out from the brush. GT's gonna throw a hammer throw or tomahawk out of these bushes. Ended up catching it up in the air, going a little more left than he wanted.
He's going to have a long look to save that three. Here I am just throwing something pretty soft and easy, trying to get straight. It's a caltrop again, something I can put a little power on and know that it's going to go straight and stop as soon as it hits the ground.
It almost always stop.
Pretty safe.
Here's Bobby looking to just lay up with the slammer. Hangs it out a little wide right, but it'll fade back in. He's got that no problem.
Little curl.
Here, my Daedalus went a little left on me, so looking just to kind of straddle out and flick this Justice around the bush. You can't see here, but that bush is immediately in my way, so even from a flick, I have to reach pretty far out and almost bang it.
Gave it a great run. You got to give it an opportunity if you want to get those low scores. So great run by
GT saving a 3. Just comes a little high for his follow back.
Taking his time.
Just maybe nerves or the heat's getting to him. Who knows? Just struggling a little bit on hole 2 here.
Easy tapping. Bobby gets a little impatient, so I give him a little look there and bang my putt and walk away.
This is Bobby's first time on camera, so he's quite the noob.
No, it was fun.
GT looking to finish out strong. No big deal.
Here we go.
Here we got hole 3. This one has not changed. The T-pad there's only one T-pad for here, and so the pin is in the shortest location for this hole. So
Basically a must-get birdie in the layout that we're playing today. This
absolutely.
is with every other hole being so long and difficult, you really want to get this one to make sure that you have at least one birdie to compensate for some of the fours that are undoubtedly coming ahead.
Especially after hole 1, because hole 1 will most likely give you a 4.
There you go. That's good.
So good shot there by Caleb, laying it up there. CTP.
There really wasn't a whole lot of wind affecting much today, so it was pretty easy to kind of just throw your line and do what you always do. If you're going to skip something off the ground and try to get up there or penetrate something high and spike down in.
So,
either one works.
On this, at this particular point in our game, had some technical difficulties and ended up not recording any of the putts, really. But everyone tapped out. Everyone got 3s.
I got a 2.
I got a 2 as well, so everyone did not get a 3. There's 2 2s and 2 3s on that hole.
So just pumping something out there. Again, not a whole lot of wind really affecting much, but I tried to overpower it, overturned it, and just didn't really do what I was intending to do there.
No, yeah, you'll see here. Bobby's throwing, I believe, the Moonshine Trespass. Maybe not. Might be a flow.
Yeah, I think it was a Moonshine Trespass.
Got over on it a little too much. GT rocking his SDS Destroyer. Just pumping out way over the street.
That is a smash. So fun to watch somebody who can throw that far and just put something that high, that much distance, on that much hyzer. It's just ridiculous to see, and it's fun to watch. I had a nice little forehand up with the FD3. It was pretty simple, just to let it work towards the basket and throw it and rely on the skip and the overstability of that disc. Looks like Lopnell's throwing something overstable and doing something similar.
Justice, baby.
Hit the ground, let it work over left, and
as GT throws in his upshot here, we missed Rob because he decided to throw without waiting for the camera again. So just kind of jumping the gun. You'll see him just kind of outside that shadow circle there in the back.
Here's my wobbly putt, but it managed to get into the cage. So these disc catchers definitely like to catch every disc, and looking forward to the new ones.
Almost.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to the new ones.
Bobby banging his putt there. This is hole 5 long. It's a lot longer than the other tee pad. You can see the tee pad up there.
But it really doesn't change the hole very much. You're kind of just attacking it the same way. You're trying to keep it low underneath that ceiling, and also just kind of keeping it out of OB.
There I am with back-to-back low shots. Not very good. Not very good for your score. Didn't feel very good either. Bobby just crushed this one.
I believe that's his Thunderbird.
Yeah, he's been throwing that Thunderbird really well. So pick that disc up from Chain Society Discs.
GT
don't have one.
GT throwing a AJ Destroyer, just getting over on it a little too much. But it stayed in bounds, so he's all good there.
So here's my forehand. It felt really good out of my hand, and then it just went up, 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 and unfortunately hit a limb and kicked OB.
So hard right. It's hard to be wrong on that one. This one, this tree that's right in front of me was really low, so I had to keep this AVR3, try and keep it underneath. Got lucky, clipped a few leaves, but
good shot. Good
saved it up.
GT's using his forehand right here to bend it around the tree and trying to get a big skip, and he does it perfectly. So good execution there. Here I am trying to do something similar, thinking I got this no problem, and I put it high again. So a little bit of height
maybe some nerves,
difficulties for
pressure.
me. I don't know what was going on, but I couldn't get my height under control. So Bobby's getting a little low here to make sure he doesn't get too high, and he ends up hyzering out a little earlier than he wanted to.
Took that soft justice for granted.
I'm doing my little jump putt, run up thing that I like to do. That's pretty accurate for me, and I almost banged that one, so
thought that was
pretty
in.
good. There's Lopman with a great putt, great 3 save. Hard to do on this long hole. GT fixing to execute it as well, pretty simply.
Great save for a 3 from where he was at. That was an awesome upshot.
Here I am looking to clean up after going OB and throwing low, then throwing high. Unfortunately, I took a 6 on this hole, so very difficult, very bad, but my putter's still working for me, and I'm excited to show you what I'm putting with now. It's the Marilyn Monroe magic, so.
Hole 6, only one tee pad, super short hole. Same thing as hole 3. This is a must-get birdie, especially when the rest of the field is all playing longs with you. Like, you have to converge and get this birdie. So I just wing off the Justice a little bit, didn't get over on it. GT parking it, making it look easy. Bobby following up, doing the same thing, just putting it right up there next to the basket. Caleb, just throwing a felon?
Yeah, I go with the felon here. I'm trying to kind of ace run, honestly, because we have a $500 ace pot right now, and this is one of the more gettable holes, so I decided I was going to attack it and throw it pretty hard, and it just didn't work out for me. That went a little high again, so I put a little too much height on it. So here it is, just tapping in a 3, saving, cleaning up, getting out of there.
My Justice shot coming right behind the tree of all things, and I have this bush in my way. And, I thought this was so good. All my energy built up for a miss. Terrible.
I didn't get to see that one. I was turned around. We were distracted by the people that were playing through on the hole behind us. But GT tapping in, taking his time. Here we go. Bobby doing the same thing. Good putt. This is hole 7 long. Changes this hole completely. You have really tight tunnel. You really got to S something or throw a soft hyzer so you can see the next path to take your next shot.
If hole 1 is the hardest long tee position, hole 7 is the second hardest long tee position out here at Zebo's.
You know, if you play this hole, be careful because there is a little bit of poison ivy. We're trying to get rid of that, and we've been working towards that. But right here, I'm throwing something hard. I'm trying to take off a lot of the distance out of the hole on the first shot and work down there quite a bit. And I end up crushing a defender down there pretty far right down the pad. So.
This position that I'm at, the only thing I'm thinking here is just a layup off the tee pad and then a big hyzer spike over all the bushes. I'm not looking for anything. The strategy here is lay up, get your easy 3, and just get out of here. Hole 7 will eat you alive. And so, as you see here, everyone just kind of takes their shot. You have the high hyzer over all the brush. Take all the other variables out of play, and just get your 3. And so,
yeah, most of these open players, if you have an opportunity to throw a big hyzer over everything, they're going to take it. It's pretty consistent. I got down here far enough to where I could just take this low line approach right through the gap and through a P2, slid it up there on the rocks pretty simply, close enough to tap out. Everybody's pretty close here. I think we all take our 3s on this hole, which is really, really good for hole 7. You don't see that all the time, so.
Even on open cards like ours, you just don't see a whole card getting a 3. GT had an awesome upshot, and it just caught a nasty roll down the hill. And he's coming up the hill through the foliage and just smashes that putt. Great putt for GT. Caleb just tapping out. No big deal. On to hole 8.
So there's 2 options here. You have a huge hyzer that you can take over everything, which again, if you're an open player, most guys have that ability and they can do that. Or there's a forehand where you really got to throw it pretty hard on pretty sharp hyzer to get it to work all the way over to where the pin's at. You can also turn it over and let the disc S out. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. There's quite a few trees all over the area, so if you turn it over too far, then unfortunately you could be in the trees without a look.
This hole has a lot of forgiveness on it. It's a big open field once you get off the tee, and so Bobby just looking to lay up. GT
called this a pancake shot, which was amazing to watch.
It's like a half thumber or half tomahawk. You're just kind of making the disc turn only halfway.
So here I am running my little putt, and I ended up smashing. I'm feeling pretty confident in that little step putt thing I got going, so I've been working that quite a bit, and it's been working for me.
So my miracle shot through the tree ended up going way behind this other bush.
Which is actually a crush.
Yeah, the basket was completely hidden, but probably one of my farthest shots without throwing a roller on hole 8. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was a really far throw.
All good happens.
Hole 9 is really simple, really short, really easy hyzer. Again, spike over everything, and you kind of want to throw it vertical enough to where it's going to go directionally down more than the left.
You're looking only at 240 feet, like
Yeah.
just a very soft hyzer spike, literally just on the other side of the trees down here. And so most of us are just looking to try and get it up and place it as close as possible. This is another one of these holes out here that is birdieable in this current position, and you do not want to miss this birdie out here. We got a lot of good players out here. GT coming up a little right and just hits the bottom of the pan.
It's definitely one of the signature holes out here at Zebo's, just because you are so elevated off the tee and you get to crash something over all the trees and then walk quite a long ways downhill to get to the basket. So it's pretty fun.
Caleb being the only one here to tap in with a 2.
It's the only one close enough.
We finish up the front 9 kind of drearily, but looking forward to the back. So stick with us, and the back will be coming soon.
Let's go! What's up, guys? So we decided to add this train to our intro. It's pretty dynamic. This train runs through the course, through a lot of holes, and a lot of times it affects kind of the volume that you can hear things at, because it's just so loud and screams right by. It's kind of a nostalgic thing at Zebo's that you have to appreciate if you played this course.
Can't play Zebo's and not have a train run past you on maybe two holes.
So happy to be back with you for the back 9. We're playing all longs today again, so this gets more and more difficult. We have nightmares about some of these holes, just how long they are, and it's
just their technicalities. So
it's tough.
As we get started here, we got hole 10, long tee. Got just a really tight gap to throw through in that one tree right in the middle, and you might think to yourself, I could easily get around that, but I think there's a natural disc magnet right in that tree. But the goal here is just throw something right up the middle. You want a little bit of flex. Backhand, right hand people are kind of just looking for a little bit of flex to the right around that tree and finish pretty straight. The basket's back just inside the tree line, and so if you got it, pump it out there. But Bobby just getting way off his line.
A little early release there.
Got some love. And like this, I was just looking for a little bit of right turn and didn't get it.
Yeah, Matt had the best throw out of all of us. He put enough height on it to actually get a full flight out of it. My disc turned over, GT turned over, Bobby hit the tree early. So Bobby here is trying to throw something pretty hard to penetrate through those trees, and just tried a little too hard and held on a little too long. I'm trying to forehand, and I got a little high again.
Is that FD3?
Yep, that FD3 was working, but it was a little too vertical and didn't quite get where I wanted it to.
I believe this is GT throwing a Whippet. His signature disc. If he ever gets his name on a disc, it's going to be a Whippet.
Yeah.
And just throwing a little too straight. I got a pretty good look. I'm just going to try and lay up just finesse AVR3 in there, and just could not. Same thing as hole 1. Just caught a little bit of a right turn and hit a tree. Bobby coming out of the bushes here for layup. And Caleb looking at a long jump putt to try and save a 3, and just kind of maybe taking the pill and just accepting the 4.
Yeah, just a little half run, trying to get it up there.
This was a terrible shot. That P2 is not working for me today.
A taco out of that disc.
Yeah, I tacoed my AVR, but thankfully it came back out, and that's what I ended up trying to use.
GT giving it a run there, but missing right. Bobby with the Zanny putt, hits the chains and falls right in.
No big deal.
GT coming back, smashing it, and here I am. Pretty little, simple little tap in here.
Yeah, but everyone, for an open card, we all did terrible on this hole. We all took bogey 4s, and
yeah, you really don't want to take a 4 on that hole. It's definitely an easy 3. This one is pretty doable because the basket's right down the middle. So if you pipe something or lace something, you have a chance at an ace round. And again, we're throwing at $500 today for an ace pot. So you definitely want to try to give this a chance.
This one for me, I think this is the third hardest just for technicality. You can easily lay it down there for a 2. It's not the hardest for score. But it's the hardest for technicality. Those 2 trees right off right in the front there, off the short tee pad.
They're leaning left, so it's kind of working against you even more.
There's just so many trees and such a tight gap. If you make it through, it's truly a good shot. It just kind of shows your skill. But Caleb looking to save that birdie from the back.
I thought that was in out of my hand, but again, I babied it. A little baby.
GT tapping in for a 2. Easy money.
Yeah.
This is my 2 look.
Easy putts for these guys. We're going to hit these 9 times out of 10. So, making it look easy. Here I am. Making
Tapping
it
in
look
for a
hard.
par.
Making it look difficult with 3. So, hole 12 long is crazy. You can't really see it from this angle, but it makes it so tight and so technical to hit this little tiny gap and still put enough power on it to get it anywhere
One of the
close to
smallest
the basket.
gaps off the tee. Like these next 3 shots, we get it out there pretty easily, but you see that we are going away from the basket. Half the time when you're throwing off of this tee box, your main goal is just to get it out of the trees, just to throw it straight and then deal with whatever comes next. And so both Bobby and I going a little bit farther left. Caleb has the power for this forehand, and so definitely the shot you want to take for this basket location, getting it out there.
Should have thrown something a little more overstable. I threw it low and didn't get underneath it as much as I wanted. GT's smashing that big hyzer. Like I said, everybody loves to throw it, so if you got it, man, pump it out there and just let the disc do the work for you.
If you're taking notes at home on how to do jump putts, that's not how you do it.
I thought that was very cute.
Oh, that was terrible. I just got too much on it. I wanted it too much and came from the side instead of my core, and it was just off.
Trying to give it a run, trying to clean up and get the only 2 on this hole, and I end up shorting it just a little bit. Saying what's up to the camera and all my 2 fans that I got following me on Facebook. I appreciate that, guys. Keep it
GT
up.
saving his 3. That was a great save.
Bobby
Bobby
cleaning up.
Yep.
Getting some easy tap-ins here after we all kind of get up and down this hole.
Hole 13 long. Just a little bit of technicality. All you're doing is looking to put it right down the middle, little bit of fade. You don't want too much because then you're going to end up way left. The basket is pretty straight off the tee pad. The only thing you got on in your way is the trees that makes you hyzer around. And so Bobby throwing a Thunderbird. Great shot, just a huge skip. A little too much disc for this hole in its current location.
This is probably the easiest long position in relation to the short tee pad. It's basically the same shot that you're throwing from the short tee. It's just you got to throw a little harder.
Yep.
I'm throwing an EMAC Truth here, a Glow EMAC Truth, and it just comes out of my hand way early, and I get a really bad kick. But I'm in a really crazy spot, and I see a gap, and I throw it, and I hit the gap, and I was so close to hitting it.
Thought that was being drained.
I thought I had enough power on it, but apparently it was just a little short. So Matt here with a great run. Hits right off the top of the cage.
I wanted that so bad.
There's some of our other TCS members in the background there, communicating with them, having a good time. As Bobby misses his putt, and GT here concentrating.
Looking for that 2.
And he just shorts it just a little. So he's coming back here, cleaning up for an easy 3 on this long hole.
No big deal, easy 3. Bobby looking to come back from his birdie putt. This is for par. Just a little bit on the left side.
Looked like that anti-putt was just working against him that time rather than for him.
Coming back for my 3. Hole 14 long. Another Zebo's Classic, super tight hallway right off the tee pad. You have that one tree right in the way, and you're throwing you have OB Creek right in the middle, and you have just a very light hyzer flip or mid-range shot straight down the middle. Is all you're looking to do.
So here I am throwing that same EMAC True, trying to pipe something, and I just laced this one. It felt so clean coming out of my hand and felt perfect. I thought I had a chance at the basket, but fell a little short and skipped around, but settled nice right there.
Bobby just a little high on this one. That
unfortunately hits that tree, and if you hit that tree, you land right in that water. This is the only danger on this hole, really. After you get across there, then it's pretty simple to navigate, but unfortunately, Bobby goes OB there, so he's pitching up, and GT here has a chance for 2.
Running it, and just catch that chastity belt.
Looks so clean, so smooth out of his hand. Thought it was definitely going in, but Bob now has a chance here as well. Had a great run at it, but again hits the front of the basket. I think he even said after doing that he hates hitting basket. Like he would rather just miss completely than hit the front of the cage and have to go through that.
I hate everything being so right and then still coming up just a little short or a little tall. Like that was right in the middle.
So I got the 2, so I get to throw hole 15 long first, which is one that we typically play pretty often because it's just signature hole here, but it's very tightly wooded. You can see the trees are slanted against you, working against you, so you don't really have much of an opportunity to throw through that tight gap unless you can really hit it and really control your disc.
GT throwing a Viking there, just catching a terrible tree and shooting left really hard, ended up going into the creek. Every single one of us are just trying to pipe it right down the middle.
You gotta throw it pretty hard though. You want to put a lot of power on it to get it down there.
There's a forehand line and a backhand through the trees line, and if you got a straight shot, that's what you're hoping for here. And so Bobby catching a little tree off the start.
I thought this was perfect out of his hand. I thought it was definitely going to work down there and give him a chance at a putt, but he hit some hanging down limb that was dead that should not have been there. And here I am trying to hit a tiny little hole in everything, and I thought I got it, but it rose on me, and unfortunately went OB. So another OB stroke for me, and I get to take my meter. GT's taking his meter as well, so he gets to throw his up shot. He throws his little clear putter. I don't even know what that is, but he throws that disc.
It's a challenger. Challenger.
And he throws that disc awesome.
Caleb throwing up for a EMAC with the EMAC Truth, just hoping to get a right turn or left turn out of it, but ends up only getting right.
You know what they say? To have a good putt, you got to have a terrible upshot. So
I don't know if they say that.
That's what
Bobby catching a dead tree there, just out of the view of the camera. But here's me. This is my birdie putt, and kind of half running it, but really I'm just looking to lay it up. And here's Bobby coming from the trees, just looking to lay it up himself.
Nice and clean, nice and easy.
GT, I believe this is for a 4. Just kept skimming off the side there.
Close.
A little too much hyzer.
Close.
Caleb up from this EMAC Truth shot that went high and right. So he's from the woods. Just drains it.
That was nice. I had to hyzer around a tree. You couldn't really see, but the tree was right in my eyesight, and the basket was almost invisible, so I had to hyzer around everything. It was pretty cool to watch come out of my hand and fly right where I wanted it to go. Bobby, clean up.
Rest of the
simple.
card here taking a pretty tough hit. So we started on hole 17. So here
we had a full course. The entire course was pretty much taken up by our members for our Saturday mini.
A lot of people out here. So this is our last hole for the course for the round.
Always got a high five, guys. Make sure your team members know that you're there for them and you're all having fun. So
hole 16. There's really just one tee from this position, but the longest tee that's here on this side, and so the goal is just to either throw it straight down the middle or a big sweeping S turn like Caleb tried to do, just got a little too much on it.
An AJ beat up. That was an AJ destroyer.
Bobby looking to throw his moonshine trespass.
A lot of people are taking this lower line because these trees are continuing to grow and grow, and then you got to throw it higher and higher, and eventually that line's not going to be accessible. So you kind of want to learn the lower line and learn to manipulate maybe a little bit of a slower disc.
As the world champ says, the grass grows up and the trees grow down, so you got to figure out how to change your shot. And GT coming in with
that's how you do it right there.
With a destroyer shot and just laying it up perfectly.
Yeah, I thought this was good out of my hand, and unfortunately kicked a tree and kicked right. So all these guys have simple up shots because everybody got down there quite a
If you know me, I don't forehand ever, really, unless I have to. And thankfully this Justice is just magic today. It's just working for me. So that was a gracious up shot. Bobby looking to follow suit and just laid up. I believe he's throwing an EMAC Truth here as well. Going for the wide hyzer.
Nice hyzer.
Just a
smooth,
great skip, perfect roll.
So these guys just making it look easy. GT smoothing one up there. So they're all tapping in real close, and I hit a tree. So I got a little bit of a longer putt. Stretching out, hyzering out.
Save a 3.
Anything I can do, and I bang the putt. So that was pretty fun. That was nice. It was feeling good that putter was working for me today.
Definitely a great hole to finish on for Caleb. GT looking to just finish out here with a 3 as well.
Bang, bang.
Easily done. Bobby tapping in for his 3, and I'll be tapping in for my 3.
So this is a brand new tee pad. This was literally put in last weekend, and as we play this whole 18 is getting a long new tee pad put in. So we don't get to play that today. We have to play the short, but that it will be in play next weekend at the Boaz Open. Since this is a brand new hole, none of us really know much about it, so we're all kind of playing for the first time and just throwing our hyzer flips right down the middle and letting the disc do the work instead of trying to overpower anything or do anything crazy.
That my throw there, just the same thing I struggled with the whole game. I just couldn't follow through and get my disc to pop up and go straight. And so as everyone else gets a nice, beautiful shot down this tight hallway, I end up over here in the bushes. Go with the G-Star Firebird for the roller and catch a little ramp, but
it works perfectly.
It was a good shot.
That was nice. So I'm flicking a caltrop up here. I've never flicked a caltrop. This is the first time I've ever done it, and it felt kind of weird, but it ended up working and stopping just like the caltrop always does.
I threw the caltrop right here too.
It's a good disc, nice new disc.
Almost reined it in, but it stops, and that's why I throw it, because it stops as soon as it hits the ground.
GT running this one, of course, because, I mean, once you're superhuman and you can putt better than most people and you can drive better than most people and you have a chance at a 2 from the long, you run this putt. So GT runs it and almost hits it. Bobby throwing his ante, and it didn't hyzer out soon enough, or maybe he anted it too much and it almost goes OB, but it's safe there. I'm tapping out for the 3. Easy, you just want to get up and down on this hole from the long. So
I'll be catching a bad break. Went a little long and kind of rolled down the hill, and so kind of coming out rough shot.
A little low, got that elevation, got a low ceiling in front of you. It's difficult to make putts like that, man, especially after having a mistake, and then you get kind of in your own head, and that's just disc golf.
Yep. GT making easy work of that putt. Good par save. Bobby and I will tap in for our 4s.
So this is 18, super short. We let the ladies play from this most of the time, but we wanted to give people the chance at that $500 A spot. I'm trying to throw a forehand, but I hit the first tree that you should not hit and go hard left, but luckily it didn't go OB. So
this shot's all about finesse. All you're looking to do is just kind of throw it not super hard, not super crazy, just like a soft, straight shot, whether you're throwing a forehand or a backhand. You're just looking to lay it up and just finesse it up there. So
that's where I landed, and I just punched that justice straight through there and threw it pretty hard on an ante, and luckily it worked all the way up there, close enough to give me a putt.
Bobby looking at 2.
I thought he had that. It looked good out of his hand. It looked smooth, but unfortunately he missed it.
Here's GT looking for that birdie as well.
Hyzer run, and very similar to Bobby's last throw, just knocked off almost the exact same spot. Here I am, and that's the reason I changed my putter, because I've done that far too often with that putter, and that was a terrible, terrible mistake, because that was my chance at a 3, and I had to take a 4. And everybody else gets a 3.
Bobby tapping in for his 3, GT tapping in for a 3, and I apologize for this being the last shot of the hole, but just should have been super easy, and felt like I got a little air bounce there and hit the top of the basket, but tap in for an easy 3.
For the second video that we've done, Mr. Matlop now takes the card and also cashed in the mini. I don't think he won first place, but this was a difficult layout, and shooting anything below 60 is pretty good. So, thanks, guys.
Catch you later.